Hi, this is Mark Shiell from the Conducting Studio, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about legato gesture. How to conduct in such a way that it is really clear to our musicians that we want a beautiful connection happening in the music. So let's start off by having a look at how conducting gesture should work. Because when we conduct, our musicians always take a moment to react. You can see that in orchestras everywhere. It's a common occurrence, and there's a very good reason for it. It's not that they're just being, difficult and playing behind the beat just to make our conductors frustrated. There's actually reaction time involved and the need to process the information they see. So in terms of conducting, how do we still conduct in a way that makes us feel connected to the sound which we get back from the musicians? So if that sound is coming after the point at which we think it should occur, on the bottom, then how do we stay connected and feel as though we're making that sound connect to the next one, connect to the next one? Well, the answer in conducting and with legato is that the sound will come on the upward phase of the gesture. So where is the question? So if your plane is here and your conducting is coming down here, when we move through it on the way up, the sound will be occurring as we intersect with the plane on the way through. Now, in order to make the gesture feel as legato as possible and to incorporate that collection of sound through the plane on the way through, our gestures themselves take on a rounded quality. So that it's no longer point, 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 or beat, 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 but something that is more rounded, which comes from underneath and up. So let's practice that. I want you to do this exercise now with your palm to the floor and your hand parallel with your arm in the downbeat position. Let's start creating circles using your wrist only, this direction. And you'll notice the palm remains parallel with the floor as I do this exercise. Now the other way. Now it's important as well that when we do this, we don't do little flicky motions like kind of would-be clicks or would-be ictus. We don't want that. We want consistent speed through the gesture. You might even want to create a figure of 8 shape as good practice. Because this exercise will be great for the wrist because it'll mean that you can't be holding a great level of stiffness or tension in that wrist. Otherwise, you won't be able to control the movement of these circles. Now, if you move it from that point and then incorporate the forearm, that's the next level. Now, you notice my hand, as I go through the top, my fingers are outstretched to the top, then to the side, to the bottom, to the side, to the top, to the side, to the bottom. That's all part of it as well. Then we move into the whole arm. So the whole arm is working. Because you want gesture that incorporates the full range of movement from the tiniest to the biggest. The most possible range of gesture for the biggest range of expressive capability that you can muster with your conducting gesture. Okay, so that's a little exercise to start off this rounded motion, which you can then begin to incorporate into your actual conducting itself. So if we move from this, like we did before, into something that involves the forearm, we're now starting to move in a direction which looks as though we could incorporate the beginnings of time signatures. So if I start now conducting in 4, I'm using the wrist to turn, I'm also using the elbow to move, and the shoulder as well, supporting all that motion. So once again, 1, 2, 3, shoulder and forearm occurring. And you can see the gestures themselves, or the beats themselves, are very circular. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... So I'm always intersecting the plane at the beginning of the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and becomes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So we no longer need clicky ictus in order to show the movement of time, the gesture itself, because of the fact that it's moving at a consistent speed, it's always cutting through the plane at the same point of the beat, shows us where the beat is, and also the circular nature also shows us subdivisions of both two, potentially, quavers, and subdivision of triplets as well, because within a circle it's very easy at moderate to fast speeds to see those divisions. For example, this is getting off the track a little bit, but let's bring it in. So if I'm going dun 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 dun, and one is always as I come through the plane. Then dun 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 triplet, 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 duplet, 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 triplet, 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 triplet. It's so much better than a straight up and down gesture, which is effectively divided into two even halves. Because if I want to play triplets against that, I'm fighting internally with the challenge, if you like, of putting two, which is here, or as a player, putting my triplets against what the conductor's doing, which looks like two even halves or two quavers. Da 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 dee ba ba beep ba ba beep ba ba ba. So whereas ba 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 is much easier to read within a circle, which is in some kinds of music very, very helpful. For example, Tchaikovsky, where often there are times when you have the horns working in triplets, ya da 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 da, and the tune in duplets, dee da da dee da dee da da dee ya pa 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 pa, going on at the same time. Much easier than trying to do it like this. Certainly for the horns, it's easier. Okay, so there's a little bit today about conducting from legato. So conducting with legato gesture. Just remember, the key points are that the gesture comes from below, it's circular in nature, and it has the sense that you are taking the music from one point and delivering it to the next. So take, 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 take. Something to practice.